Curious about the National Association of Realtors' recent settlement? Uncover the essential details that could impact your real estate journey. Hello, I'm Maria Trujillo with Realty One Group Integrity. If you have any interest in real estate at the moment, you probably have seen the headlines about the National Association of Realtors settlement on the Sitzer Burner lawsuit. Please be aware that the headlines, even those coming from news agencies, are to draw in eyeballs, not necessarily to provide an objective explanation. But is what they're reporting about sellers not paying commissions to buyer's agents and agents going extinct the correct interpretation of the settlement? I think not. If the settlement is accepted by the court, there will be some changes put into effect, possibly as early as July 1st, 2024. But how will those changes affect you, the sellers and buyers of real estate? The first change is that moving forward in the MLS listing profile, the cooperating broker compensation will be taken off the MLS. In other words, at the moment, you can clearly see the cooperating compensation that a seller is willing to pay a buyer's agent on the MLS listing profile. Any mention of cooperating compensation just cannot be on MLS. It does not mean that sellers can't offer or agree to offer compensation to a buyer's agent. They certainly will be able to do so. It does mean that the level of compensation will have to be negotiated between the buyer and the seller off of the MLS in the course of the purchase process through their agents. Another thing that will become a requirement is that buyers will have to sign an employment agreement called a buyer-broker agreement with the buyer's agent, and the compensation to that agent will have to be negotiated prior to the agent showing homes to that buyer. It does not mean that the compensation will come directly from the buyer. It could, but it could also come from the seller as a result of negotiations between the buyer and the seller. Sellers already have to sign a listing agreement with their listing agent with a compensation to the agent clearly noted. There is an expected change in the document that is utilized come July, so stay tuned for that. The Arizona Association of Realtors will be providing that update. This all boils down to negotiations between buyers and their agents, sellers and their agents, and buyers and sellers through their agents for compensation. Agent compensation has always been open to negotiation, not an amount fixed by the National Association of Realtors, the Arizona Association of Realtors, the Tucson Association of Realtors, or the MLS of Southern Arizona. With all these procedural and documentation changes, it's abundantly clear that it is through negotiations that compensation will be agreed upon. In this ever-changing market, you need an experienced agent to guide you through the ups and downs. Reach out to me by phone, text, or email for any information that you need to make your next move a successful one. For a copy of the NAR fact sheet regarding the settlement, download through the link below. None of your personal information is required to do so. I'm Maria Trujillo with Realty One Group Integrity.